Dear future generations, I think I speak for the rest of us when I say, sorry. Sorry we left you with our mess of a planet. Sorry that we were too caught up in our own doings to do something. Sorry we listened to people who made excuses to do nothing. I hope you forgive us. We just didn't realize how special the earth was. Like a marriage gone wrong, we didn't know what we had until it was gone. For example, I'm guessing you probably know it as the Amazon desert, right? Well, believe it or not, it was once called the Amazon rainforest, and there were billions of trees there, all of them gorgeous, and... Oh, you don't know much about trees, do you? Well, let me tell you, trees are amazing. I mean, we literally breathe the air they are creating. They clean up our pollution, our carbon. They store and purify water, give us medicine that cures our diseases, food that feeds us, which is why I'm so sorry to tell you that we burn them down. Cut them down with brutal machines, horrific, at a rate of 40 football fields every minute. That's 50% of all the trees in the world gone in the last 100 years. Why? For this. And that wouldn't make me so sad if it weren't so many pictures of leaves on it. You know, when I was a child, I read how the Native Americans had such consideration for the planet that they felt responsible for how they left the land for the next 7 generations. Which brings me great sorrow, because most of us today don't even care about tomorrow.
As Prince Ea stated, our environment is slowly diminishing through our own human fingers. Humans can have a detrimental effect on the environment without even realizing it. Some specific causes of our environment's quality degrading include climate change, overfishing, ocean pollution, coral destruction, and industrial use of farmland. These topics will be further discussed in detail throughout the documentary.
One of the first components to helping environmental preservation is the acknowledgement of climate change. Climate change is the rise of temperature of the Earth. Specifically, the planet has been warming for over the last century, and temperatures are projected to rise another 2 degrees Fahrenheit to 4 degrees Fahrenheit in most areas of the United States over the next few decades. Signs of climate change that scientists have claimed are hotter weather, heavy downpours, floods, droughts, sea levels rising, and glaciers melting. Examples of areas causing climate change would include human expansion, the greenhouse effect, and natural causes. However, human expansion and their activities are the main component contributing to climate change. Examples of human activities that are causing climate change to occur is the burning of fossil fuels and eliminating land for industrial purposes, which in return release carbon dioxide, making the temperature rise. Bill Burke, a professor here at the University of Kentucky who teaches Biology 103, discusses climate change and how humans are the main issue as to why it is occurring.
What is your standpoint, or do you believe in climate change?
Absolutely believe in climate change. This is something we're going to address in my course in a couple of days or so. The evidence is overwhelming and has been for a long time. And those who keep denying it are doing it for generally political reasons or economic reasons. But it's pretty indisputable what's happening. And I think people are now starting to see some of the effects, like rising oceans and that sort of thing. So maybe now it's harder to deny there's something going on. And as far as humans doing it, again, undeniable. Other sources of possible warming have been looked at. It's not the sun, it's not anything else. It's us pumping CO2 and other emissions into the air. So it is an extremely dangerous problem. And one problem with everybody realizing what's going on is that it takes so long. It's playing out over decades and decades. It's not like it's going to happen next week, so people kind of blow it off. But it's going to make a lot of changes. It's going to cost a lot of money, even more money the longer we wait.
Land. It is so valuable. What keeps us above ground is often taken for granted, especially when it provides us with the essential things in life, such as food. There is a whole variety of topics in agriculture preservation. However, Farmland preservation is very valuable because why would we want to reduce the land that provides us with so many resources? Large-scale farms are being replaced with housing plans, such as subdivisions and shopping centers, because this land is not protected. The food on your table that you share with your family and friends is more than likely from large-scale or small-scale farms. This diminishing land can affect the farmer and the people who they provide food to, which in most cases are large populations of society. Even the places that you eat at every day on campus, here at the University of Kentucky, come from farms across the United States and even from the local Kentucky land. A valuable quote by the Pennsylvania Land Trust Association states that if the United States retains its best farm soils, if it refrains from building over its most productive farmlands, if it keeps sufficient capacity to feed its growing population, the possibility diminishes of shortages, conflicts, and crises that could result in untold human tragedy.
When it comes to ocean preservation, there are many components that tie into the subject. Ocean preservation is oceans, seas, and coastal areas forming an integrated and essential component of the Earth's ecosystem. As well as being critical to sustainable development, a few major issues that deal with ocean preservation are coral destruction, overfishing, and ocean pollution. Coral reefs are some of the most diverse ecosystems in the oceans. Humans, pollution, and overfishing are affecting them. 1/3 of marine fish live part of their life on coral reefs. The preservation of coral reefs is an important part of the ocean, and without coral reefs, the ocean's ecosystem would be corrupt. Overfishing is one of the main effects of coral destruction. It is the deplete of stock of fish by too much fishing, which means we are taking more fish out than the ocean can produce. This ties back to coral destruction because when people are fishing with a net, they catch coral and throw it back in and disrupts the whole ecosystem. Then it produces a form of ocean pollution. Another example of ocean pollution is when the anglers are fishing, they throw their trash overboard. Ocean pollution is when there are harmful effects and result from the entry into the ocean of chemical waste. 80% of pollution comes from people. It affects animals, people, and the overall water we know and love. We interviewed Bill Burke, who is a professor in the biology department here at UK, about his expert opinion on ocean preservation.
What are some ways humans can help ocean preservation, more specifically like pollution?
Well, could start with people appreciating the ocean a bit more. I don't think people are aware that as much as I think half the oxygen on the planet is generated by phytoplankton in the ocean, not just by trees on land. You start messing with those food chains in the ocean, and it's not just the food we get, it's the oxygen we breathe. So, yeah, if people respected it more, they probably would not pollute it as much, perhaps. So we need stricter controls, not so much on individuals. I'm not sure how much individuals might pollute the ocean. I mean, throwing trash occasionally in. It's the big companies with oil spills and toxic waste, that sort of thing. We need to act with our legislators to try and have laws to limit this kind of stuff.
All these key components are crucial to environmental preservation. In order to help any of these causes, there are many ways we can volunteer, such as volunteering to advocate for reducing climate change. CitizensClimateLobby.org offers volunteer opportunities to help reduce the impacts of climate change. You can contribute by writing articles, media posts, and writing letters. They reach out to Congress and give citizens the ability to have their own voice heard when it comes to climate change. Other conscious efforts individuals can have with climate change also be as simple as taking a bike rather than your car to help reduce air pollution, being conscious of leaving lights and electrical appliances on when you don't need them, and being more aware of recycling. As far as agricultural preservation goes, supporting local grown goods, being active in your community about farming issues, or even just being more aware of the urbanization sprawl in your area can help preserve it. In terms of ocean preservation, being a part of volunteer cleanup efforts can have a substantial impact on ocean cleanliness. Many places offer these opportunities, OceanConservancy.org being one of them. Every year they recruit volunteers to clean beaches, lakes, rivers, and other bodies of water around the world. They also offer many ways that people can help clean bodies of water individually by giving a step-by-step, do-it-yourself cleanup kit that helps you eliminate waste in the most efficient manner. One of the main reasons why environmental preservation is dwindling is simply because there is no awareness brought towards it or emphasis of the impact it will have on our futures. Being aware of the world around you is crucial to sustaining life for future generations and being able to live a sustainable life.